Hi, and welcome to another video about basic business mathematics. So this is Sir A, and we're going to go deeper now to the simple interest environment. Specifically, we're going to talk about ordinary and exact interests in this video. Okay, so let's get started. So in our simple interest environment, remember our formula is I equals PRT. So I is the interest, P is the principal, R is the interest rate, annual interest rate, and T is time in years. Now, what the question pops out, what if T is not given in years? Now, say if it is given in days, what shall we do? So let's first denote D as in days, and then we're going to have it our time as in terms of days. So it would look like this. So T is equal to D, the number of days, all over 360. And we will call this, if we're going to have the denominator of 360, we're going to call that as ordinary interest. Or if our t is given by number of days divided by 365 as our denominator, we will call this exact interest. Okay, so why do we use ordinary interest? Because we are assuming that there are ordinarily 30 days a month. So 30 times 12 is 360. And for exact, if you want to really have the exact, so that's 365 a year. Okay, so we have the exact days 31, 30, 28, 29 for February, but let's just have it as 365. Okay, let's make it simple, and the leap year will not be used in this case. We're going to use that in the future. So unless specified in the problem, the simple interest to be computed is ordinary interest. Okay, unless specified. Okay, let's have it. So for the first example, let me read. How much interest is due on a loan of 2,000 pesos at 6.8% annual interest for 90 days? How about using exact interest? So since in the first problem, there's no specific type of interest used, so that's going to be ordinary. That's why the second question, it asks us exactly the exact interest. So let's answer this in a given ask solution method or given required solution method. So let's try to start with the given. So our 2,000 pesos is clearly our P. That's the loan amount. So that's your P principal. We have our number of days is 90 compared to the time. So it's 90. And our rate is 6.8%. We know that in decimal as 0.068 in decimal form. Just move the decimal point twice, going to the left. So what is required or asked? So in the first question, it's the ordinary interest. So we will denote that in this set of videos, we're going to denote that as IO or I sub O. So that is understood as ordinary interest. And to distinguish it from exact interest, we're going to call the exact interest as I sub E. Okay, so I stands for interest, O means ordinary, E means exact. So for our solution, let's make it one line. I have my calculator here. So for our ordinary interest, let's use PRT. And there you go. That's a substitution already. So PRT is our original formula. Again, our T, since it's ordinary, so we're going to make it T equals D over 360. So substitute the t as d over 360. So we have p times r times d over 360. Substitute 2000 for p, 0.068 for r, and 90 for d, and 360 is given as a constant if you're using ordinary interest. So let's use our calculator. 2000 times 0.068 times 90 over 360. And what I got is 34 pesos for the interest. Okay? So that's it for our ordinary interest. So for our exact interest, that's the same thing, except that this 360 will become 365. Here you go. So using the same values, I'm gonna change the 0 into 5. So what we'll have is 33 pesos and 53 centavos. Actually, it's 5342465 something something. Just let's round it up to the nearest centavo. So it's 33 pesos and 53 centavos. So this is the answer for number one. And this is our answer for ordinary and for exact. Okay, so next example, we have it here. So Nick borrowed 8,000 pesos at 7% um, per year, interest per year. How much should he pay after 100 days using exact interest? How about using ordinary interest? So maybe you can pause the video. I think it's your time to shine. Pause the video and try to answer using the given ask or required solution method. Go. Okay, so let's use the given ask solution or given required solution. Let's write the given. First up, our P is 8,000 pesos. Okay, very clear. Nick borrowed that amount. Our number of days, our time is 100 days. So let's call that D as days. And our R is 7%. So 7% in decimal is 0.07. So what is required from us? In the first question, we're asked the exact interest. Let's call that FE question mark. But anyways, it's not only the exact interest. It's FE. F is final amount. Why is it final amount? Going back here, how much should he pay? Okay, so when you borrow something, money, an amount of money. When you pay it back after n nth year, nth day, shall we say, so you're not going to pay back only the interest. You're going to pay back the principal plus the interest. So principal plus interest is what we call the future value or the final amount, right? So final amount, what's final amount? Using the exact interest, we're going to denote that as F sub E or FE. And about the ordinary interest, how much will be how about ordinary? How much will you pay? So let's call that final amount sub O for ordinary interest. Okay, so solution. So let's get first the interest. So for our I sub E, making use of the same inter formula we have used in the last slide. So let's use this. I sub E is equal to PRT. PRT is D over 365 since it's exact. So using the formula, 8,000 times 0.07 times 100, there's 100 days, right? Divided by 365. Okay, so the answer is for the interest is 153 pesos and 42,465 something something something. So let's start with 42 pesos. 42 centavos rather. 153 pesos and 42 centavos. So again, we're asked about the FE, not the IE only. So what are we going to do? We're going to add the interest plus the principal. So 8,000 plus this interest we got. So that will give us 8,153 pesos and 42 cents. Okay, so that's for the um, exact interest. Let's move this up a bit so that we can write. How about for the I sub O or for the ordinary interest? So for the ordinary interest, everything is the same except that the denominator is 360 instead of 365. Let me change that in the calculator. And what we have is 155 pesos and 55555 actually. But let's round it up to the nearest centavo, so that's 56. Getting the final amount for the ordinary interest will give us this. Okay, principal plus interest. So this is the answer. Clearly, 8,000 pesos, the principal, plus your interest for the ordinary interest environment. So 8,155.56 pesos. Okay, so this is the exact, this is the ordinary. Just kind of observe in this part of the video that when we solve, we get a higher value for the ordinary compared to the exact. Okay, so that's for the end of this video, a short video, but I'm going to be creating one more that is for the actual and approximate time. That will be for the next video. So kindly like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. Kindly search in the search bar, or you can see the icon right over here. Okay, so thank you very much and see you in the next video. Bye.